This is the Tarot and Oracle forecast for the week of the 2nd of July 2018. We have a look at the big energies that will touch on most of your lives in some way, regardless of your star sign. We have a look at the guidance that comes through, how to best navigate your way through these energies. This reading may tell your entire story, only parts of it may apply to you. So then, if you would like to order a personal or private reading, or that truly amazing, it genuinely is, soulmate reading, please contact me by the links in the description box below. Right, we're going to start with the fortune tea leaf telling reading, move on to a relationship reading for those of you that are interested, and then on to the guidance, the spiritual, career, etc. guidance reading. So, the tea leaf reading. Now, this is the energies that are sort of almost fated, I want to say. And some part of it will no doubt touch on all of your lives in some way. And for some of you, this may be an entire story that applies to you. So you get chair filled, basket, coins, feather, dog barking, wedge, kite, funnel, sun, owl, pin, and needle and thread. Chairful says someone new is entering your life. Many of us this week, somebody new comes into our lives. With them comes new energies, new stories, new situations, hopefully. We're not just redoing the old thing over and over. But someone new steps into our lives this week for many of us. The basket says recognition, reward for merit. So for a lot of you that have been putting in the time, the effort, the dedication, the hard work, the positive thinking, the optimism, this week you see rewards for your efforts, definitely. And money will be coming to you. The coins card says as much. So some sort of material gain comes in as well for all the effort that you've been putting in. The feather says someone you know is undependable and insincere. The dog barking says advice from a friend. The wedge says someone's trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. So someone is seemingly standing in the way of something that you are after. A good friend will give you advice about this person. I think rather than being undependable, they're a little insincere. Their motivations are they're not open to, shall we say. They're being secretive about why they want you not to go in that direction, to do that, to have that, whatever it may be. Usually based on their fears, isn't it? And they're not being honest with themselves, let alone with you about that. But advice from a good friend will direct you through that situation. The kite says vacation, the funnel says period of frustration, lessons to be learned, and the sun says happiness and well-being. I think that vacation, the instant thing that came with that is take some time out. If you've been tugging and pulling at a situation, especially where a person is concerned, and it's a tug of war, you know what, let go of the rope. They're going to fall flat on their backside, turn around and walk off. And while they're busy recovering, you actually might have your opportunity to do what it is that you wanted to in the first time. They have been a period of trial and frustration for you. There was a lesson to be learned in there. Perhaps that lesson is done. Hang on so tightly. Sometimes when the going gets tough and you just cannot get through it, let it go. Drop the rope and walk away. Because then you get happiness and well-being after that. So I think letting go sometimes of a situation that just does not want that you to feel like it's a tug of war may ultimately lead you to that happiness and that well-being you were looking for. The owl says, good advice from a wise person. We've seen that for a second time. Someone is going to give you good advice. A wise person, right? The pin says, a new job or career, a needle and thread, a sincere wish is granted. I think for those of you that have been sincerely wishing for a new direction in work, perhaps a new job, perhaps a new career, whatever the case may be, this could be the week where that wish is actually granted. But I think it needs to be a sincere wish. Now that's a whole topic for another time, or a topic for you perhaps to ask me for in a reading of your own at some stage. Sincere wish and wish, two very different things, and they deliver two very different results as well. Right, and those of you that want to know about relationships, there's flirt, reconciliation, healing family issues, children, finances and career, and keep an open mind. Very, very typical theme, not typical as in this comes around time and time again, but typical for the energies that are around at the moment. This reading is pretty spot on for that. The flirt card says extend your light-hearted energies to others. The reconciliation says someone from your past is returning to your life. I'll get back to that in a sec. That's a big one at the moment. Healing family issues says your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Children, your love life is being affected by children. There's 2 stories to that. Finances and career, financial issues are a factor in your love right now. And keep an open mind. Your soulmate, they differ from your usual expectations and type. Right, so where relationships are concerned, for the week of 2nd July, keep it light-hearted. I keep handing this out in all the readings as well. It seems to be very important at the moment. I think because nothing can be pushed or shoved at the moment, it's just not going to make that kind of progress. That whole Mars retrograde has a lot of the oomph, the energy, the impetus, the whatever you want to call it, that driving force is just not there at the moment. I think what we push at is really just going to be collapse in a little cloud of dust. So keep it light. The other thing with reconciliation, someone past coming into your life, is very typical of Mars retrograde as well. This Mars retrograde in particular is very about past issues which really push your buttons emotionally. And they trigger your sort of fight or flight responses. And a lot of relationships are responsible for that. So people will come back into your life now that perhaps were responsible for those kind of responses from you, and not even necessarily from this lifetime. For a lot of you, it's going to be people from other lifetimes. So they may seem like new people, but they're coming from past life relationships. And it is time for you to deal with or heal an old knee-jerk response to relationships because you were hurt, disappointed, rejected, scared, whatever the case may be in the past due to this dynamic, this relationship dynamic. The children part could have been with it as a child, even in a relationship with parents. And it's led you to sort of self-sabotage relationships ever since then because you are scared. You're scared of getting hurt and rejected. What needs there is sort of a return to a childlike trust and innocence where relationships are concerned. And that doesn't mean going in blindly. We aren't stupid. None of us are. We know when things are not genuinely not right in a relationship, and we genuinely shouldn't be going forward with it. This is a case of trusting a bit more that it's not always going to lead to hurt and disappointment. And even if it does, sometimes it's just a learning curve and one needs to move through it. And an early response of not a knee-jerk reaction, but responses actually sets a different course in that relationship, most likely. Finances and career play a part in a lot of relationships. They do. They go hand in hand. And keep an open mind. I have a feeling, for those of you, that a new person is coming into your life who's not your usual type. Something to do with their financial situation you need to keep an open mind about. That's an interesting message for some of you. So the guidance cards that come through are really interesting. They sort of underline and underscore everything that has been said. The Ace of Earth speaks about material abundance coming in. We've seen that. There is definitely monetary gain or material gain coming in for many of you this week for your past efforts, for your past dedication, determination, optimism, and just carrying on, plugging away at something, but with optimism at the back of your minds or in your hearts. There's definitely going to be rewards for that this week. The 9 of Air says letting go of that negative self-talk. The 6 of Air says shifting one's expectations of doom and gloom, of things inevitably not working out. And now we spoke about that now, didn't we? So this week there's potential to shift those knee-jerk reactions, that thing that says it's not going to work. Oh no, here we go again. Oh, this is what's going to happen. This week we have the opportunity, the potential to shift those negative self-talk, that negative internal dialogue that we have, with something new, something better, and an entirely new dynamic that we can apply to all relationships in our life, including that with money. Right, I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you would like a personal private reading, I'm just going to repeat again, or that amazing soulmate reading, please contact me via the links in the description box below. You can either email or go to the website and book or purchase a reading. I want to thank you for watching, listening, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And also to those of you that are sharing my videos, a very, very special thank you. I truly